Get ready for some massive news. We start with North Carolina's basketball scene as Michael Malone prepares to take the reins as the new head coach for the Tar Heels. The pressure is immense as the team looks to bounce back from recent NCAA tournament disappointments. We dive into what this monumental offseason means for the program and the high expectations surrounding the upcoming season.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALEN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we turn to a powerful story of overcoming incredible adversity. We meet Michael Cruz, the soon-to-be North Carolina State graduate who defied the odds to find his path. Hear his incredible journey through foster care, surviving abuse, and how he found support through youth villages to build a future. Now for a major shift in the outdoor world. Get ready to adjust your fishing plans because the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission is implementing a new rule that will cut the daily limit for sheepshead in half starting May 6th. We break down exactly what this means for anglers in inland and joint waters. And finally, we look at the massive financial impact of educational policy. We examine the data showing that over 12,000 North Carolina students used opportunity scholarship vouchers to leave public schools, and what this means for state revenue and the future of public education. Stay with us for the full breakdown. Noi Dung Kai Tight. North Carolina basketball is facing a critical juncture as the program looks toward significant changes under new leadership. Following 2 consecutive first-round exits in the NCAA tournament, the team is under immense pressure to elevate its performance. The recent loss to VCU was cited as the catalyst for a major off-season shift, culminating in the hiring of Michael Malone as the new head coach, signaling a clear urgency to achieve championship aspirations. And while the fanbase demands a Final Four appearance, the path forward will necessitate incremental improvements, starting with next season. Given the team's recent struggles, a Sweet 16 appearance is viewed as a significant victory for both Malone and the program, acknowledging that the current roster may not immediately compete with top-tier national programs. /N/N over the past 5 years, North Carolina has experienced a decline in standing, despite a high point with a national championship appearance in 2022, where they were an 8 seed. The subsequent failure to qualify for the Big Dance underscored a challenge. The central task for Malone will be to reignite a winning culture and validate his long-term vision. Success in this endeavor could be transformative, potentially attracting top recruits and transfers. However, the narrative remains clear. Sustained success hinges on the team's ability to perform in the biggest moments, as continued struggles in high-stakes games will undermine any potential revival. A young man who overcame significant adversity in the foster care system has found a path to success as he prepares to graduate from North Carolina State University. Michael Cruz, 23, shared his journey of survival, revealing that his childhood was defined by overcoming domestic violence, sexual abuse, and emotional abuse while acting as a protector for his younger siblings. Cruz detailed bouncing between shelters in New York City and eventually moving to North Carolina when he was 10, as his family relocated due to the abuse. He described feeling lost without a clear direction during his formative years, stating, "It meant a lot because you don't realize how much you don't know until you're put in the situation where you have no idea which direction to go into." Cruz, who excelled academically and became valedictorian of his high school class, faced the weight of his trauma while pursuing higher education. His story highlights the systemic challenges faced by youth in foster care, with the National Youth Foster Institute estimating that over 23,000 individuals age out of the system annually, and less than 5% of foster youth graduate from a 4-year college. Crucially, Cruz's transition to adulthood was supported by targeted resources. He was connected with youth villages through the YV LifeSet program, which matched him with Mariana Crisco, a vocational and educational specialist. Crisco explained the program's goal to build essential life skills, including assistance with housing searches, mental health resource identification, career goal setting, and budgeting. Crisco noted that Michael stood out for being intentional and able to share his story effectively. As a Youth Villages scholar, Cruz received continuous support throughout his college years. He expressed profound gratitude for the guidance, stating, "Being able to talk to me like a human and then engage in conversation. Mariana has done awesome with this as well." Despite the challenges, Cruz feels ready for the future, viewing his experience as weathering a storm before reaching a clear day. His journey serves as a testament to the power of community partnerships in helping vulnerable young adults transition successfully into independent adulthood. North Carolina is implementing significant changes to Sheepshead fishing regulations starting May 6, drastically altering daily limits and minimum size requirements for anglers targeting the popular inshore fish. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission has approved a temporary regulation that halves the daily catch limit to 5 sheepshead per angler, a reduction from the previous allowance of 10 fish daily. Concurrently, the minimum size requirement has been increased from 10 inches to 14 inches for fish caught in inland and joint waters. This adjustment aligns inland regulations with those already in place for coastal waters, a move officials state aims to ensure regulatory consistency and eliminate confusion for anglers moving between different water classifications. State fisheries managers cited increased fishing pressure on juvenile sheepshead and a decline in larger fish as the primary drivers for these tighter restrictions. The increased minimum size is intended to give more fish a chance to mature before harvest, while cutting the daily limit is expected to alleviate overall population pressure. For accurate compliance, the 14-inch minimum is based on total length, requiring anglers to measure from the tip of the nose to the end of the tail with the tail pinched together. Under the new rules, there will be no closed season for sheepshead, but a crucial restriction is in place. Fish caught in these waters cannot be sold. This regulatory shift is part of a wider national trend, mirroring updates in states like Michigan and Florida that have adjusted size and bag limits to balance recreational opportunities with long-term sustainability. The overarching message for anglers is to measure their catches carefully and plan for fewer, larger specimens. The new framework is designed to protect younger fish and foster stronger future populations. With the May 6 start date approaching, anglers are urged to verify their measuring equipment prior to heading out. North Carolina is grappling with the financial implications of its Opportunity Scholarship Program, which has seen over 12,000 students use vouchers to transition from public to private schooling in the last 2 years. This shift represents a significant loss of approximately $97.3 million in state headcount-driven revenue for public schools, according to the State Department of Public Instruction. The Opportunity Scholarship Program provides tuition vouchers, up to about $7,700 this school year depending on income, to families enrolling their children in private schools. The program has become one of the state's largest educational investments, sparking intense debate between lawmakers. Democrats argue the expanded program diverts funds from public schools, while Republicans support it as a tool to help families access private school alternatives. Currently serving about 107,000 students and costing roughly $587 million annually, the program has expanded significantly since its inception, now open to all families of school-aged children in 2024. This expansion attracted nearly 50,000 new students, complicating the state's financial outlook. While the state claims savings, the net effect of the program is a cost increase. The state's savings are calculated based on whether the voucher amount is less than the public school cost for the student. For instance, if the state spent an average of $8,000 per student and a voucher was $4,000, a potential saving of $400,000 per student transferring to private school exists. DPI officials have indicated that the $25 million in savings from transferring students should be reinvested into public schools. However, officials noted that $10.1 million saved in the previous year has yet to be reinvested this year. The ongoing budget negotiations between state lawmakers, focusing on tax cuts and teacher pay, have not yet resolved the funding structure for these programs. The program's impact is complex, involving both direct revenue loss and mandated reinvestment requirements, as the state seeks to balance support for private education with funding for its public school system.